I welcome you all to this video. And today in this video, we are going to discuss about the group by clause, and we will take an example to understand this, and we'll see that how we can write a SQL code, a SQL query to get the desired output. So first of all, I will be creating the table. So let's say we have a table which is named dbo.sales. This is the name of the table that we have. And for this table, the data that is available to us is this data that I'm just creating the records. So let's say we have first column, and the first column we have category. Then in the second column we have subcategory. And then again in the third column we have sales, right? And might be we can have a date column as well. So here we can write date and then sales. So let's say here we have different categories. Let's say the first category, the first record in the table that we have, it says that the products sold belonged to the category fruits, and the subcategory was apples. It was sold on, let's say, 1st January. And the total sales value was 10. Let's say 10 rupees or 10 USD, any currency you can assume. Then after that, in the second record, we again have the category fruits. Again, apples were sold. And they were sold on 2nd January. And on 2nd January as well, the total sales value was, let's say, 20 units, 20 rupees or 20 USD. Then we have one more record where again fruits were sold. And this time the category was grapes. And this was sold on 1st January. And it was sold for, let's say, maybe 10 rupees. Then again we have fruits, grapes, sold on 2nd January and sold for $20 or 20 rupees. Similarly, we have other records as well in this table. So let's say the second category that we have is vegetables. So for vegetables, we have, let's say, onion was the category, subcategory. And on 1st January, the sales for onion was, let's say, 30. Then again, there is one more record in the table where the category is vegetables. Then we have subcategory as potato. And this was sold on 1st January. And it was sold for, let's say, 10 rupees or 10 USD, whatever you assume. Then we have the unit has to be same. Let's say the unit is in, let's say it is in USD only. All right. Then again, in the next record, we have vegetables. Again, onion was sold. And it was sold on 2nd January. And the total value for which it was sold was equal to, let's say, 20. So now you can see that this is a table that we have, right? And let's say the ask is, there's a requirement that is given to you that you have to tell that what is the total sales value for each one of the categories. So if you will look at the table, you will see that these are the certain records that we have. First of all, if I write the record number, then we have first record, then second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. So we have a total of 7 records. Let's say the ask is that you have to find out the total sales for each category. So if I'll talk about categories, then we have 2 distinct categories in the data set. We have only 2 distinct categories in this data set. And those categories are fruits and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables. So we just need to find out the total sales value for fruits and total sales value for vegetables. So how we can achieve that? By using a SQL statement. So I will go to the next page, and here we will write select Since we want to know about the sum for each category and we want category to be there in the output, so we will write select category, comma, we want sum of sales for each category. So we can write select category, comma, sum of sales. And then we can probably provide it an alias name as well. So in these square brackets, we can write total sales. So we can write select category, sum of sales as total sales from the name of the table is dbo.sales. And now you will have to use the group by clause. Group by. So you can see that in the select statement, we have two columns. We have category column and we have sales column as well. But on the sales column, this aggregate function sum is being used. While that is not the case with category column, but category column is present in the select statement. So you will have to write category column in the group by clause. So you'll have to write group by category. In this way, you will give the instruction to Microsoft SQL Server that create different groups for each distinct category and then find out the total sales value for each one of the categories, right? So if we will talk about the output, then this will be the output. We will see category column. And then we will see total sales column. There are two different categories. The very first is fruits. And then we have vegetables. And then the total sales value we can calculate from here. So for fruits, we have first four records. So 10 plus 20 is 30, 30 plus 10 is 40, 40 plus 20 is 60. So the total sales value for fruits is 60. And if I'll go back to the first page again, so for vegetables, the total sales value is 30 plus 10 is 40 and 40 plus 20 is again 60. So this is also 60. So this will be the output, right, of this statement that we have written here at the top. So in that way, you are giving instructions to SQL Server to create groups for each one of the categories and then for each distinct category to find out the total sales in this way. So this is how this group by works, right? Now let's say the requirement is that you need to find out the total sales value for each distinct category and subcategory combination, right? So since you have to find out the total sales, you have to find out the total sales for each distinct category and subcategory combination. So for that purpose, what we can do, we can again use group by clause, right? And how we can write that statement. So first of all, if we'll have a look at the data set, so you can see that there are different products which were sold on different dates. So for example, if I'll talk about apples, so apples were sold on 1st January as well, and they were sold on 2nd January as well, and they belong to the category fruits. So for each distinct category and subcategory combination, you will find out the total sales value, right? So now we have to find out the distinct combination of category and subcategory. So for fruits, we have two different categories. So fruits, apples, fruits, grapes. So here we will write that this is the requirement, that we want the total sales for fruits category and subcategory as apples. Then the category should be fruits and subcategory should be grapes. Then if we will talk about vegetables, so for vegetables as well, we have two categories, that is onion and potato. So I'll come to page number 3 and here we will write vegetables. Then we have onion. Then again we have vegetables. And then we have potato. So we have to find out the total sales value for each one of this combination. This is your category and this is your subcategory. All right. And we want to find out the total sales value for each one of the distinct combination of category and subcategory. So for fruits and apples, if we'll go back to the first page, so for apples, we have this first record and second record. If I'll just erase it. Yes. So you can see that for apples, we have first two records, right? So 10 plus 20 is 30. So for apple, the total sales should be shown to us as 30. Then we'll talk about fruits and grapes. So for grapes, we have total sales as 10 plus 20, which is again 30. So we should write 30 here. Then again, for vegetables, we have vegetable onion was sold only on 1st January. So the total sales value is 30. So for onions, we can write 30. Then again, we'll go back to the first page and onion was sold on 1st January and 2nd January as well. So 30 plus 20. 30 plus 20 will give you 50. So here the output should be 50. Now go back to the first page. Potato was sold only on 1st January. So the total sales value is 10. So for potato, 10 should be shown. So we have to write a select statement that will generate this output. And in order to generate this output, group by clause can be used. So how we can do that? I will go to page number 4. And here we will write select category, comma subcategory. Comma sum of sales. And we will give it an alias. So in these square brackets, we can write total sales from the name of the table is dbo.sales. And now we will have to use group by. So if you will now look at the select statement, you can see that category column, subcategory column and sales column is present in select statement. But on the sales column, aggregate function is being used, that is sum, right? While for category and subcategory column, no such aggregation is being used and they are present in the select statement. So you will have to mention them in the group by clause. So you can write group by category, comma subcategory. And this select statement will generate the required output, right? That you have seen on page number 3. So in that way, group by clause can be used. We have already discussed about group by clause along with other aggregate functions, but I think this example will give you a better clarity about the group by clause because we use it time and again. So you should be having a clear idea about it. And in the next video, we will take some examples in SQL Server to understand that how we can write different SQL codes to understand about the group by clause. So I hope this video was helpful. We'll meet in the next session. Till then, thank you. Bye-bye.